This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. Jamie, you know where you're going to be now on February the 13th as Texas Tech Baseball announced their opening series to begin the baseball season for 2026, as they'll play at the Shiners College Showdown at Globe Life Field there in Arlington, where the Rangers play.
Shriners.
I said Shiners, didn't I? Shriners.
It's not sponsored by a beer.
Yeah, Shriners College Showdown. They'll take on Oklahoma on Friday the 13th at 11 a.m. And then Vanderbilt on Valentine's Day at 11 a.m. And then Arkansas on Sunday at 11 a.m.
Starting with the Patsies this year.
Boy, you're sure not. You sure are not. They like going to Arlington and going to this classic, don't they?
Well, it makes a lot of sense, just because you're playing indoors, and you know that time of the year the weather can be dicey, and so you get to face good competition right off the bat, neutral site, and you're pretty much guaranteed that weather's not going to cause any issues. Yeah.
Also participating is TCU and Oklahoma State. So it's stiff competition for everybody all the way around, isn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, those are three good Big 12 teams and three good SEC teams.
So 11 a.m. start times. I guess that's good. I mean, it kind of feels like they should move that around a little bit so that everybody. Now this and the schedule. I'm sorry, I said 11 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. On Sunday, you'll play at 2:30.
2:30.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there you go. So that'll be cool for Red Raider baseball. It will be here before you know it. Right?
Well, it seems like forever for me, but
I know. But I mean, it'll go by quickly. We'll get here. We'll get here.
So.
We'll get here quickly.
Hope so.
Yeah. Are they done with fall ball?
No.
Oh,
goodness, no.
Okay. Well,
goodness,
sorry.
no.
Sorry. I'm not on the itinerary. They still have more inter squads and things to go.
Usually they play the red and black series like the end of October, early November.
That's true.
And today is what? October what?
2nd.
It's 2nd.
Yeah.
So it feels like we got like a month of it left.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Can I use
They'll be scrimmaging today at 3:45 if you want to go out and check them out, Chuck. I can give you directions to the ballpark if you need it.
Okay, 3:45. Can I sit next to you?
I won't be there.
You will not be there today. Okay. Well,
I'm sorry, not today. Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 3:45. Don't go today at 3:45.
Okay.
You'll be very bored today.
I mean, you'll probably watch practice, but not a scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't know how bored I would actually be. I mean, I might.
No, if you went today.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how bored I would actually be. I probably would. I would just maybe enjoy sitting there in the peace and quiet. Maybe would just be, something that might be kind of fun. Just kind of.
It's scrimmaging at 11:30 on Saturday and Sunday too. If you want to get out and watch the games.
Well, I'm going to a basketball practice on Saturday morning because that's coming around pretty quick. Here in about a month.
Yep.
So we'll. I think me and the Fink Man are going to go check it out. See if we see what we can learn.
Do you guys ever go check it out separate, or
yes, we
do it together?
Yeah, we do. We check it out separate. This is going to be kind of one of those times where we have the opportunity both to go at the same time. But
is that an approved nickname?
No, it's just something I came up with. The Fink Man. The Fink Man. He goes by the Big Transmission. Fink is, I think, is just It's just It's just that's just the accepted.
Why is the Big Transmission? Do I want to know?
I don't know. I think that's because he's a big guy. He's got to fill it up. He's relatively he's not like large, but I mean, he's hard to guard.
I don't know the lore. I'm guessing that he got the big transmission because he keeps things moving.
Okay.
I'm not certain about that, but
Again, I do not know the lore. And if he is awake this early, I'm sure he's listening because he is a avid morning drive listener. And I'm sure he could
like
tell
his
us.
15 minutes, like everybody does.
Oh, I bet he turns us on in the morning. He might be watching us on Fox 34 News now or listening on the app while he's getting ready for work.
I don't know.
He is an avid listener.
He is. He's dialed in. He's just monitoring to make sure he's not sullied too much. We'll have day baseball for you on the air today with the Tigers and the Guardians from Cleveland. That'll be at 1:30, first pitch at 2. And then tonight we'll have the Red Sox and the Yankees, 6:30 the pregame, and then 7 o'clock first pitch tonight. Both those are on 100.7 the score, so bing, bing. And then we'll have Red Raider football with Joey McGuire tonight. And we'll have, after that, the NFL game, 49ers and the Rams from Los Angeles, from SoFi. So we'll see what everybody can kind of cobble up tonight as far as baseball and that. And the Big 12 will have some games tomorrow. I wanted to get to, because I had meant to check this last night, and I did, and there was nothing there, but there is now. So this is the availability report, Jamie, for Texas Tech and Houston. Out, Roy Alexander, Terrion Grant, and Holton Hendricks. Biggest name on that list is Roy Alexander. He's been dinged up a little bit. Doubtful, Tristan Gentry. So that's a little concerning because he's been a pretty good returner for you. Questionable, Duda Banks and Hunter Zambrano. Man, they just have not been able to get Zambrano on the field. That's been disappointing. I think there was an injury, they were close, and then there was some food poisoning, and I don't know what's going on now. And then probable, they list Terrence Carter Jr., Cash Cleveland, Deanthus Upsaw Jr., and Amir Washington. Cash Cleveland, he's coming back from an injury, and Coach Mac Leftwich, he said that he might be a week or two away because he's still trying to get into football shape. So I'd be shocked if Cash Cleveland played. I would also be shocked if Terrence Carter Jr. didn't play. Right.
You could really use him.
Yeah, you need
he's a
him.
difference maker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Well, this day in sports history, here is Jeff McGuire.
1962, San Francisco Giants beat the rival LA Dodgers 8-7, 4 hours, 18 minutes in Game 2 of the NL tie-breaking series.
Oh, wow.
It's the longest 9-inning game in Major League Baseball history. Giants win the series 2-1.
This is for divisional play, so this advanced them onto the World Series.
1974, future Baseball Hall of Fame right fielder Hank Aaron hits his final home run as a member of the Atlanta Braves in a 13-0 drubbing of the Cincinnati Reds. It was Aaron's 733rd career home run in his last National League at-bat.
Yeah.
1986, Astros starter Mike Scott finishes the Major League Baseball regular season with not 200 strikeouts. He laughs at 200 strikeouts. 306 Ks, achieving 8 in a 2-1 win over San Francisco, becoming the third National League pitcher to reach 300 strikeouts in a season.
Will we see that again?
Man, great question. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, first of all, you have to have a starter go deep.
Yeah, it seems unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
In 1999, Sammy Morris rushes for 170 yards and a touchdown in a 21-point second quarter as Texas Tech upsets number 5 Texas A&M 21-19.
Nice.
I was here in Lubbock, tore down the goalpost, took him down University.
Wasn't this the Aggie on Aggie violence?
No.
That was 2001.
This is
It's like a 12-0.
This is like This is off of a bye week after you had lost to North Texas. You lost to North Texas, had a bye week, and then beat the Aggies.
And in 2001, Cubs right fielder Sammy Sosa becomes the first player in Major League Baseball history to total 60 home runs in 3 seasons, as the Chicago Slugger connects off Red starter Lance Davis to reach the milestone in a 5-4 Cubs loss. It is National Fried Scallops Day.
Out.
More for me. Happy birthday, his 74th, to Sting. Will
Man.
Chuck do his Sting impersonation?
I don't have a Sting impersonation,
Yes, you do.
but there's 2 Sting songs I just love, Sister Moon and Rocksteady. I love them.
And another one. I have audio of you singing it.
What one is it?
It's when he was a member of the Police.
Every Breath You Take?
Nope.
What?
You really don't remember.
I really don't remember.
Roxanne!
Oh, okay.
Kelly Ripa is 55. Don McLean is 80. Lance McCullers Jr., 32. And Tyson Chandler is 43.
Wow.
And on this day in 1965, big day, guys. During a football game between the University of Florida Gators and the Louisiana State University Tigers, Florida football players tested a newly conceived sports drink to help them regain the essential chemicals their bodies lose from profuse sweating. Developed in their own school science labs, the drink is designed to fight dehydration, rebalance their body's electrolytes, and restore blood sugar, potassium, and body salts so that they can continue to perform at their high levels through their games. The Gators go on to win their match after the heavily favored Tigers wilt in the Florida's muggy 102-degree day. The drink is now known as
Gatorade.
There you go.
Yes.
Becomes a mass marketing phenomenon and makes investors wealthy. And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history, a couple other birthdays. Jamie's daughter, Emily, and my daughter, Samantha, having birthdays today. So happy birthday to them. Okay. Hope you have a great day. It is 6:49 this morning here on the morning drive. Other guys in this 300 strikeout club, most recently done in 2019 by Justin Verlander. He had exactly 300 for the Astros. And Garrett Cole, he had 326 also for the Astros.
Pretty good 1-2 punch right there.
In 2019. Max Scherzer had 300 in 2018. Chris Sale, 308 in 2017. And Clayton Kershaw, 301 in 2015. So it went from, and then the space is pretty large. You have to go back to 2002 with Kurt Schilling at 316 and also Randy Johnson at 334. Randy Johnson had 372 in 2001 for the Diamondbacks. So those are, and he also had 364 in 1999. So maybe it's a little more common than what we were thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
But
You would think with all the strikeouts now that there would be pitchers that would get that total, but like you said earlier, they just don't pitch deep into games to allow that.
yeah, the old strike 'em out, hit 'em out combination there between those two. But it went, and it's funny, man. The Astros have had a number of these. I mean, they had, back in the 70s, J.R. Richard did it twice in 78 and 79. And then Mike Scott, and then Nolan Ryan. I mean, he's done it. He did it a bunch of times. Sandy Koufax had several seasons of 300 or more. So, anyway, that's just a quick look at that. 6:51 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. If you're looking for a conversation starter when you're in Houston, here's something for you. The head coach for the Houston Cougars, his name is Willie Fritz.
Good one.
He's 65 years old, but in college, he played college football at Pittsburgh State University. And the thing that's interesting about that is he was the defensive back for the Gorillas. Okay, so no big deal, right? It's pretty common. but he also was the point guard for the basketball team.
Oh, that's cool.
So you don't usually think about that, when you think about, college athletes. And it doesn't matter that it wasn't Division I. I think it was a Division II or whatever they called it in those days, because it's back in the early 80s. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting about him playing both defensive back and point guard. A couple comments from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. In 1999, I was on the road and had to listen to the Aggie broadcast with Dave E. and Dave South. It was radio gold. They were flabbergasted that the Wrecking Crew couldn't stop Morris. It was awesome. I bet so. This Chuck just very casually brushed off 8 more football games in an entire basketball season. Okay, I don't know what I did to just brush that off. Talked about the Houston athletic director being on the Matt Thomas show. This guy says, I was friends with Matt in college and lived in the same dorm. Good guy. Used to be radio play-by-play for Twins. Now for the Rockets and some Cougar stuff. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool that you were buds with him. Let's see here. Chuck, are you hanging out downtown EDO, Westview, or Rice Village before the game? I'm not making it. I'm hanging out at my house. I'm sure Kirby Ice House and St. Arnold Brewing will be rocking. Okay.
Oh, nice.
That sounds like great places to go.
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne.
Yikes.
That sounded not very good.
Like an angry cat.
Yeah. I sing better in the shower.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
When I take a look at the reporting status for availability report for Houston, Jamie, as the Red Raiders take on the Cougars on Saturday, they list 9 guys that are out for this game. They don't have any probable or any questionable or any doubtful. They just list 9 of them out. But only one of them is listed on the depth chart.
Okay.
So if you go to that and you see that and go, oh, wow, they got 9 guys out. Well, the only guy that they have out is a young man by the name of Rashad Sterling. He's a 6'3", 250-pound freshman. He plays on the defensive line. So I wouldn't really get that excited if you see that number. For the Red Raiders, the one that's, and they list 3, and the one that's out, Roy Alexander, is a guy that has been out for now a couple of weeks, so hopefully you can get him back soon. And then they do list a couple questionable due to Banks, which I guess he's not been ruled out, but remember he had a knee injury the last home game against Oregon State, and I don't believe he played against Utah. And then Hunter Zambrano is still out as well, and he was a guy that you were counting on for offensive line depth, and he's still out. He's yet to play. So hopefully you can get him back. Amongst those on the probable list, Amir Washington and Terrence Carter. And Terrence Carter's the most concerning, but I don't know if that's still the neck. The shoulder. When you have a kind of a shoulder issue.
Yeah, I would assume that's what it is.
Yeah, shoulder issue.
I don't know if that's 100% accurate, though.
But he's listed as probable. So, I mean, if you're probable, you're going more than anything else. So then when I look at Houston and just kind of look at the numbers, one thing really stands out to me, Jamie, about their defense. And this is it's impressive. On third down, their opponents have had 62 opportunities for a conversion, and they've held them to just 18 first downs off those 62. So that's 29%.
That's really good.
Yeah. So that's maybe something to kind of think about going into the ball game, that, and getting explosive plays and all those kinds of things is going to be important. But can they keep you off the field? can they get you off the field? Okay, on third down, their third down conversion percentage isn't very good. It's 44%. So offensively, that doesn't really concern you a great deal. They've had 66 chances. They're 29 of 66 for the season. I'll get you some Red Raider numbers.
Or
here.
that maybe that just means they're really good on first and second down. They don't go to third.
Right. All those things can kind of be twisted around, right? I mean, you can.
Well, and also you look at their competition so far. They've played 2 easy games, and then they've had Oregon State on the road, which is, I guess, a little bit tougher, and then they've been at home in one Big 12 game against Colorado.
Well, it turned out to be tougher for them, right? Because they had to go to overtime. So the Red Raiders so far this year have held their opponents to 17 first downs off of 59 chances, and Texas Tech is 29 of 53. So they're a little bit better percentage wise, almost a little over 50% for Texas Tech converting on third down. And then on fourth down, while Tech is 2 of 4 and opponents are 4 of 9, Houston is 3 of 6, and they've held their opponents to just 1 first down and 8 chances. So that kind of sounds like that defense is maybe something to kind of, I don't know, to be concerned about, but just you kind of look at it and go, okay, well, they've done some things.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be one of the in the top half of the Big 12 conference defensively.
When it's all said and done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're a good defense. Probably not as good as Utah's was, but still pretty good. Also not as good as the Red Raiders, I think.
From a rushing standpoint, they've rushed the ball 171 yards a ball game to holding their opponents to 125. Texas Tech has averaged 205 yards a game, Jamie, rushing, and opponents just 56. Again, you look at who you've played, and you have to take that into consideration. But as these Big 12 games start to pile up, those numbers will change.
Yeah. I mean, you're one in, so there's really no pile at this point.
No, there's no
it's
pile.
Just one.
I thought this was interesting the other day. Coach Mac Leftwich talking about his running back, Jacoby Williams. And he talked about him as a receiver, and he described him as phenomenal, okay? And he said that he is so much different than the typical running back. He described him as dynamic, and he said he has a better skill set than average running backs as a receiver. And he said when you put him out there, and you kind of split him off out of the backfield, so to speak, that defenses really have to consider him because it's not just a decoy. And so
I think he's shown all of that so far this year.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just something to kind of think about when you see him out there. And I don't know if he's necessarily been a surprise per se because. You look at what Cam Dickey has done. I mean, Cam so far this year has 50 rushing attempts, and he's rushed for a net of 232 yards. And that's the other thing. Your losses from a rushing standpoint have been negligible, with Dickey only losing 6 yards of his gross total, and same thing with Jacoby Williams losing 6 yards off of his gross total. So those are all good things too.
That speaks to the offensive line, not getting blown up and allowing one of those running backs to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage a bunch.
Yeah, so all that is good, and then again you do the but you played Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Kent State, and Oregon State. They're former Pac-12 team that's really not much of a challenge right now. So, but you can only play the teams that they put in front of you if you're the players. It's not like Baron Morton's saying, hey, I think we should play, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Kent State. The other people are making those decisions for you.
Yes, I don't think it's Jacob or Baron.
No, those guys aren't doing that. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. when you look at Houston. They're not. You talk about are your corners going to get tested this week? I mean, they're only averaging 208 yards a game in pass yardage. The defense has given up 140. So maybe your offense is going to get tested a little more than your defense is going to get tested.
I think they're better on defense than they are on offense, so that might be fair to say.
So that's kind of something. And then the other thing too is they have finished strong. They've outscored their opponent in every quarter so far this year, but in the fourth quarter they've outscored their opponent 48-19. So maybe they've had to play a little bit longer into the game, which you have not. Their leading rusher is Dean Connors. He's netted out 324 yards so far this year. Their quarterback, and he can run, Connor Wegman, he scored 4 touchdowns. His longest run has been 49 yards. He's got 141 yards on 40 totes so far on the year. So that's something you're going to have to kind of keep an eye on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He can hurt you with his legs. We talked about that previous game with Dampier, and you got to make sure when you're rushing that you're, got that discipline to keep him, away from getting off the edge, around the edge.
And Wegman so far this year has thrown just 1 interception to go with 6 touchdowns. 7:25.
Refresh my memory. How many did Utah throw before last week? Before we played them?
0.
0.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Do they still have 0?
No.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I'm just.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, a little bit of a different question for you guys today. I think this is, I think we've all said one of the most talented rosters that you have ever had here at Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all believe that to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Which player on this roster do you think will have the best NFL career?
Best player to have the NFL career. I think it's going to be a defensive guy. I think. It wouldn't surprise me if Terrence Carter had a pretty good NFL career. I'm going to say David Bailey.
Okay. I think coming into the season, he was the highest rated.
Jeff?
Jacob Rodriguez. I think he's going to be the type of NFL player that the team that drafts him can't keep off the field. It's not that he's bigger. He reminds me a lot of what Zach Thomas does. Like, he's not the biggest guy.
Did.
Thomas, yeah. Sorry.
Zach
Thomas did. Sorry.
He's
Although, I still wouldn't want to be tackled by him. So, knows the defense, could call an offensive game plan because he knows their offense so well that he can be in the right spot doing the right thing, being where he needs to be. That's a guy you can't keep off the field on defense. So I'm going Jacob Rodriguez.
Okay. We all went defense here. I'm going Romello Height. I just think that guys that can get after the quarterback are just so highly sought after at the next level. I mean, they are at this level too, if we're being honest. And I think that's a guy that can absolutely get it done at the next level with his array of moves, his speed, his power, all the above. I mean, that dude can get to the quarterback, and he can do it in a hurry. So I think Romello Height's going to be the guy that's going to have the biggest career.
Who, if you had to choose an offensive player, who would you choose?
Does punter count?
Yeah.
Because I think Jack Burgess has a chance to have a good NFL career.
Technically, the punter's on the defensive. Well, I mean, special teams, obviously.
I asked you if it counted. You said yes.
Okay, yes, it goes. It does. And then I backtracked it. I'm sorry.
Okay, I get your point.
But you asked me the question.
I asked the question.
Okay.
If we're just talking pure offensive player,
Is Dickey fast enough?
I would go with probably Caleb Douglas. I just think he's got the size, the speed, leaping ability, all the above.
Mm-hmm. Make the catch, make the hard catch.
Yeah, he does. He's also dropped some easy catches too this year. But
I mean, what about our oar kicker, Stone Harrington?
I mean, it's hard to argue against him at this point. You got to see him be a little bit more. And when I say we got to see consistency with him kicking past 50, right?
Yes.
Not that he's missed a bunch, because I don't think he's missed any. It's just that he's not had those opportunities.
Yeah.
So he needs to prove that he can do that over and over again. Because if you're in the NFL now, I mean, you better be able to kick.
You got to,
55, and that'd be a chip shot for you.
Do you? Speaking of the NFL, since we're shifted just for a second, do you like the new? I say new. This is year 2 of it. Do you like the kickoff in the NFL, or do you find it awkward, weird, strange looking, unexciting?
I wouldn't say unexciting. I would say, what were the other words? Awkward, strange, weird looking?
Yeah.
Yes, because for the life of me as a football fan, I've seen them do it one way. Now they're doing it a different way. So awkward, strange, weird is what you get when you change something that you've seen for 49 years, and now it changes, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't find it unexciting. I mean,
I like it.
It's fine. It seems like they're getting more yardage on the returns than they used to.
Yeah. So here's the thing that I don't like.
I personally think they should move them forward 5 yards to kick. Okay, so the ball's getting to the end zone a little bit more.
Well, what I don't like is a kick that reaches the landing zone must be returned, and a touchback for a kick not reaching the landing zone is now spotted at the 40. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want that.
Well, a touchback from the end zone is spotted at the 35. And the point is, and the point that all the analysts have made on television, especially late in the game, is that if it's a close game, let's say a 2-point game or a 3-point game or a 1-point game, and the other team has just scored, okay, and they're kicking off, well, man, if you don't kick it right, if you don't have a good kicker that can, kick it to where he's supposed to, that ball being at the 40-yard line, well, you're only about 20 yards away from being in field goal range. Yeah. So it's put a premium on the kicker that can kick with accuracy, and so they cite safety as the reason. Which, okay, I'll buy that. It
makes sense, right? I mean, the violent collisions.
Yes.
On kickoffs, right?
I'll buy that. So then, if it's such a safety deal, then why isn't that implemented at the college level too?
Hasn't gotten that far yet.
And if it's such a safety issue, then why aren't all the high school associations going, hey, NFL thinks this is we got a lot of guys that get concussed and injured.
Maybe they feel they're not as big, strong, fast, and so.
Maybe so. But, man,
I imagine it is coming to college football soon.
I do too, yeah.
I don't think it's going to hit in high school because you're not looking at guys that can hit 30 miles an hour. Or I should say probably 20 miles an hour in high school. Consistently.
I will just say this. I don't like it. I understand why they did it, but if they would make it so that the ball doesn't come out to the 40, I would feel a lot different about it.
And that's why I'm saying kick off from farther out, and then don't make a touchback, come back to the 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could buy into that.
Would you rather just have them start at the 20?
No.
Because that's the other option. That's the other thing that's been proposed.
I do think if you kick it, I'm with Jamie. Just put it back a little bit and see what happens. Or change it up.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
8:15 this morning here on the Morning Drive on Lubbock Sports Station, Double T 97.3 and Double T 97.3.com. We go directly to the Visual Edge IT hotline, where we have the head soccer coach of Texas Tech University and Morning Drive favorite, Tom Stone. Good morning, Coach.
That made me feel so good this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, we want you to feel good. We want you to feel warm, and we want you to feel like fired up for your team today.
Totally fired up for our team.
What's the pregame talk going to be like tonight?
When you get into league play, the team's ready by now, and we've experienced a few disappointments, but nothing major, and have really come back from a few kids that we lost for the season. The team's in a great spot. So just encourage them to do the things they've been great at so far and stay away from the things that have got us in trouble. It's a pretty simple message tonight, to be honest.
Coach, after that loss to San Francisco,
speaking of things we are disappointed in.
You seemed, I think we could say, a little fired up afterwards. Since then, your team has clearly responded. They're 5-0-1 since then. So, what do you feel like's been the difference?
I think with every team, there's a tendency to sense when you might be better than the other team, and there's a chance to take your foot off the gas. And it's just human nature sometimes. And we'd had a massive win 2 days earlier. Santa Clara was a national champion a few years ago and one of the most successful coaches in college history, soccer. And I think that we did our best job to remind the team how there's this other feisty team that wants a piece of us now. We better be ready. And it just didn't feel like we were locked in for that game. We thought it was just going to come easy, and it bit us. And I think those are valuable lessons when you have to learn them, and not ones you want to repeat. It wasn't fun after that game, I can tell you right now. I mean, they celebrated like they'd won the World Cup, and we were like, whoa.
Does that drive you the most crazy as a coach when you know that you have a player or players that have a capability of giving more, and you and your staff have done everything possible from whatever you provide them to whatever you coach them with to whatever they have, and they don't want it as much as you do?
I can honestly say we have not encountered that very often. And if we have a singular player that lives in that world, that's kind of how they've operated, they don't last here very long, because the standard of the captains and that we've had for we had a little dry spell of leadership several years back, but then it's just been fantastic leaders, and they are so competitive. Like, you can't have somebody like Macy Blackburn on your team or Peyton Parsons who just want to win so bad that an individual that's just kind of the way they are, like laissez-faire, they don't end up staying very long because it's too competitive. But that day, referencing what you're talking about, was pretty maddening. Yeah, I think we thought it was in the bag, and then when it wasn't, we got off script because we were out playing them, just not scoring. And then once we were frustrated, we got off script and started doing things that were not very characteristic of our team to be successful, and that's where it really got bad. So good lessons to learn. Haven't seen that from them really before or since, and it's probably a good lesson that we had to learn.
Coach, let's swing to the positives. You just mentioned Macy Blackburn. She's obviously a terrific player. What has she meant to this team, and how much fun is it coaching a player like that?
I mean, it's fun. She's a lot. This young lady wants it all. She wants to be the right back in the country. She wants to lead the country in assists, which you guys, no matter how many soccer games you watch, I know y'all have seen a bunch in some cases. You don't lead the league in assists as a defender. Now, in hockey, that can happen. You can have a lot of assists as a defender, but man, not in soccer. And she's one of the best in the whole country. She's got over 40 assists. She'll be in the the record books forever, I would think, with those numbers. So uber competitive, loves to win, big smile on her face. Competition is her favorite thing, hates to lose at everything, at anything, and just been a joy to have around. She's one of those people that raises all the boats around her, no question. You get better if she's on your team, no doubt.
So with this low, and we're visiting with Tom Stone, head soccer coach with Texas Tech University on the Visual Edge IT hotline. Coach, with as low a scoring as these games are, is goalkeeping becoming more and more of a premium? And how do you feel about yours?
Well, defending has always been a premium here. We build our teams from the back. I was a forward, Nick was a forward, and Charlotte scored a bunch of goals in college, but we've built our teams from the back forward because you can't stop people. It doesn't matter how many you score. You're going to give up too many. But at the centerpiece of that entire thing is if everything goes bad and the other team's all over you, you got to have a great goalkeeper. And Faith Wynn is one of the best we've had. I mean, this is like 5 in a row that are all going to turn pro when they're done. 4 in a row, sorry. And she is extraordinarily explosive, plays with incredible passion. She has an awesome, I think, vibe on the field. She's very Cali. Here in Lubbock, Texas, she's adopted a lot of our ways and has been a blast to be around. So she's been a joy. We're very fortunate that she found her way to Texas Tech.
Coach, OSU is just 4-5-2 on the season, but it seems like they always give you guys some tough matchups. You expecting more of that tonight?
Oh, yes. These guys are like a cold-up snake. They've had some kids get hurt. They've had some bad results as a result of that, but they're not out of any game. I mean, they tied Arizona State, who just beat BYU 2 days before that. So they're in a dangerous place. There's no trap game here. We know how good Oklahoma State's coaches are, how well organized they are. It's a program that's won the Big 12 6 times. So it won't be easy for sure, but we're up for it. We really enjoy playing these guys.
You said yesterday that it was trap-ish. What is the difference between trap game and trap-ish?
Well, trap game was probably San Francisco, and that's our fault for not realizing, the way it could have played out. But trap-ish is when you think, some people might fall for this Oklahoma State mantra of we've got a bunch of people missing and we're not very good going forward. And, if you just hear the things they're saying, you're being tempted to be trapped, but you're refusing to be trapped. So it's trap-ish, but we're not falling for it.
Okay. Hey, so
they're going to be better next day, but we're not going to under respect them.
All right, I got one quick question for you, and then a somewhat serious question for you. How do you feel about ties? Do you feel like they should be played out in the Big 12?
No, because there's no way to get there. You could just keep playing, and if it's 0-0 and kids start running out of gas and people start getting hurt, or it's 4-4, like the other day there was a game 4-4 where they, no overtime to settle it. There's just no way. You're playing Thursday, Sunday. This is the most anaerobically exhausting sport you could ever imagine besides, cross country. And these kids would be dropping like flies if we played overtime, and there's certainly no reason to settle it on penalty kicks because then you could be by far the better team, and the other team could just win on penalty kicks and act like they beat you. So, okay. I mean, if you're a soccer – it's like a 1-0 game in baseball. Jamie could watch that all day long. And in soccer, sometimes the tie is the just reward for a good hard-fought game.
All right, Chuck, I don't know what your serious question is, but we've only got about a minute left. Coach Stone, would you like to give us your thoughts on the Cowboys so far this year? The Dallas Cowboys, not the Oklahoma State.
They do this to me. They do this to me every year. I'm a fan since I was born. I lived a couple miles from the stadium. I used to sneak in at halftime off my bike. Crazy Ray would give me a whistle. I'm just never going to turn on him. So Dak has a good couple games, and I've already decided we're going to have a great year, even though in my heart I know we're not. So this is just where I'm at. It's torture every season.
How's that Leighton Stone kid doing for you on the football team? Is he meeting your expectations?
He's doing great. Yeah, he's loving every second of it.
That's good. It's exciting though, isn't it, Coach?
It's been really fun to watch the hard work and where he's at surrounded by such incredible people, coaches, players. I mean, it's just amazing for him.
All right, Coach. Thanks very much. Good luck tonight, and then good luck Sunday as well. You can't look past tonight to get to Sunday, but first things first. We'll take on Oklahoma State on tonight, and then you've got Kansas on Sunday afternoon.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.